In honor of the Air Jordan 33 years of Jordans, I give to you the top 10 Jordans of all time. This video is for all the people that love Jordans. This video is for people that don't know anything about Jordans. And this is for people that think the Air Jordan 33 is the dopest shoe on the planet. Do your history, do your origin before you open your mouth. Like I said, I have been buying Jordans a long time. I was there when Michael Jordan was playing, and to know the origin of the shoes, to know the sales, how many shoes have sold, is key, because just because they sell out doesn't make them great. There are plenty of shoes that sell out, but doesn't make them great. And in the next coming weeks, you will see a lot of topics involving the Jordans due to the release. So let's get this started. The link for this video is in the description, and you could check it out when you get time, or as soon as you get done watching this video. But we're going to go through it slowly but surely. You're looking at the iconic Jordan 1, by the way. And that is the Breads. Based on his namesake, the Air Jordan brand of basketball shoes is one of the most famous, if not most well-known basketball shoe ever produced. Makes sense. It is Michael Jordan, after all. With dozens of versions across several colorways, we were curious which Air Jordans were the most popular of all time, from the original Air Jordan 1 that was produced for Michael Jordan in 1984 during his rookie year, to the currently produced 30 all the way up to the 33. We ranked the top 10 ever since the first Air Jordans were released for sale to the public in 1985. The brand has been a game changer for the sport and shoe industry, and one could argue that the Air Jordans made Nike the company it is today. Over the years, Nike has redesigned the shoe and continues to release updates every 1 to 2 years, despite the fact that Jordan has not played in the NBA for over a decade. If you see that your favorite shoe is not on here, just say something in the comments. There's a picture again of the Air Jordan 1. And there are so many models of the Air Jordan 1. There's no other Jordan that has that many models. So it's just crazy. At the time of this writing, the current Air Jordan model sold on the market, the Air Jordan 30. The shoe was first debuted by Nike on the 14th. It was designed by Tinker Hatfield. The shoe has some consistent design features with the 19 that was released in 2015. And that shoe started a trend, the Air Jordan 30. It started a trend that the Flyknit was born, which is a performance woven, which is new for Flyknit constructed ankle collar. And it went on from the 30 to the 31. And Nike has also announced at that time the Retro 11 or Space Jam that was set for 2016 for holiday shoppers. But here are the top 10 Air Jordans of all time. Number 10 is the Air Jordan Retro 11 Space Jam. It was originally released in 2000. Now, let me tell you about this shoe. The Jordan 11. One of the dopest shoes ever made. People got killed over these shoes. Malls got stampeded. People got stumped. Crazy things. Never seen patent leather like that on the shoe until this debuted. But all of the Space Jam editions that Jordan brought out, and I'll tell you why the Space Jam is so infamous. Number one, was because of that movie. It was so good. To this day, that movie is good. Number 2, the color, the black and the blue is just a dope colorway. So I really agree with that. You know, the 11 could have been in this regardless of the Space Jam color, but definitely. And this is based upon sales and reviews. So this shoe sold countless of millions, and still you probably can't even find that Jordan 11 Space Jam nowhere. If you do, I guarantee you're going to pay probably a couple hundreds or probably 1,000. Okay, let's go to the next one. But a little bit about the 11. It was known as the Space Jam shoe. Jordan wore them. He actually wore these shoes in the 95 playoffs. And the Bulls lost to the Magic. But once the shoe debuted in the movie Space Jam in 96, there was a significant consumer demand for the brand. Once Nike released the shoe for public sale in 2000, it became a fan favorite and set to be re-released over and over and over. Jordan actually wore these shoes, and that's another thing about the shoes that's being released now, like the 33s, the 32s, 31, on down all the way. Let's say all the way down to his last pair that he wore. Don't have that significance. But number 9, the Air Jordan 1, white, black, and red. Now this was released in '85. Now they re-released the Jordan 1 several times. This special pair was the response by Nike to finding Jordan for the original black and red Air Jordans. The new edition of the shoes came across as a louder version. It had enough white to make the NBA happy for the shoe colors. So that's one pair of Jordan 1s that made the list at number 9. Number 8 is the Air Jordan 11 Concord. I just said this shoe was crazy, and it sold a lot. Here we are again with the Concord 11. One of the greatest design achievements for Tinker Hatfield. At the time, most of the folks at Nike thought that Jordan was done for good with playing in the NBA and wanted to abandon the shoe line. Hatfield disagreed and continued to work on the shoe design despite direction to the contrary. He took inspiration for the shoe from both dress shoes and a lawnmower of all things. Wow. But Nike still didn't want to pursue the shoe. He told them to bring it up to MJ. They didn't, and the shoe would go on to be a big success. That's another thing for this generation. Learn what shoe you have on, what the design came from. A lot of the Jordans are designed from like helicopters and Porsches, Lamborghinis, and now you learned that is actually made from the design, the 11 Concord, a lawnmower. And look at it again, you're going to look at it in a different way. But know your origin, like I told you, facts. Number 7, the Air Jordan 6 Infrared. Another one of my favorites. And if you go back to previous videos, I mentioned these shoes that, you know, they'll never be duplicated because of the design. And like I said, what Tinker Hatfield done for designing is just something masterful. So this shoe was released in '91, and look at it. To this day, people are still rocking this. It's still dope. Can't say no more. It was the first pair of Air Jordans that MJ wore while winning his first of many NBA championships and NBA Finals MVP. The design of the all-black shoe with extremely bright infrared accents combined with a translucent outsole was also a big hit by itself. The 6 Infrared was also the first to have a Porsche-inspired rear wing that continues to have a big impact on the shoe market today for designers inspired by sports cars. Number 6, the Air Jordan 4 Black/Cement. Now, what else can you say about this shoe? 1989. You still see this shoe everywhere. It was the first Jordan to become a big hit when Jordan leaped in celebration following a game-winning shot. We all remember that video clip when he just jumped in the air wearing those shoes, right, against the Cavs. Number 5, the Air Jordan 3 White and Cement. Doesn't that shoe, it came out in 1988. Let's just look at that year, 1988. We're talking 30 years ago, and there still hasn't been a shoe that is as dope as that shoe 30 years. And it's hard to put a lot of Jordans besides the Jordans that's below in this list ahead of this shoe. Now, the Air Jordan 3 was the first to start blurring the lines between sports and luxury shoe. The model featured a 3/4 cut that fans could wear both at home and on the court. It was also the first Jordan to have visible air and to be sold by Morris Blackman and would go on to be a huge commercial success. Now, here we go. We're getting good. We're warming up. We're at number 4, the Air Jordan Retro 4. Now we're getting up to date. It's the UNDFTD, undefeated. The 4 was redone. Now, this shoe, the colorway I didn't like, I'm being honest, but I did like the 4. I thought it was good. But let's read a little bit why he made the undefeated out of California. Is one of the top Jordans of all time. The shoe was inspired by a flight jacket, of all things. And it was only sold via raffle at the time. If you can find one of the 72 original pairs sold today, they could cost you up to $5,500. That's why it's number 4. Number 3, the Air Jordan 6. And I will stop at 3. For all you people that saying that all the Jordans from 15 on up, we don't even see them in the top 10. You actually see some of the same Jordans in the top 10 of all time. So, just letting you guys know that when you're saying, oh, that's dope, no, the fuck it ain't. These are dope. Number 3, the Air Jordan 11 black and red. The 11 was, like I said, the design. There we go again. Look at that. That's dope. We have read already about the Concord, and with the bread colorway, you can't go wrong. Number 2, once again, the same shoe, 1988, the Air Jordan 3. What can you say about the black cement? It was designed by Tinker Hatfield, and it's just dope until this day. And number 1, 1985, my favorite Jordan of all time is the Air Jordan 1, the black and red. It was released in 1985. Can't go wrong with the original Jordan, officially released in 1985. The shoe was the largest gamble ever taken by Nike. The company has gone out of their way to lock Jordan down to a contract and promise him his own shoe line along with royalties from their sales. One of the biggest fashion game changers ever, and you can still find the originals sold, albeit they may come at a price if in unused condition. Times have changed. No longer Jordan's limited to 1 or 2 shoe releases a year under the broader Nike brand, but following the success of Air Jordans, MJ has had his own line of clothing and shoes on his own established brand. So, for many years now, the Jordan brand is still under Nike's umbrella, but you got people like Blake Griffin, Carmelo, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, and a lot more that's under it. So, there you have it. And let's go back to this shoe. That is the number 1 Jordan of all time. It has outsold all the rest of the Jordans, and isn't to not taking it. Everyone has their own flavor. You might like other Jordans better, but numbers don't lie. These are facts. Nothing you can do about it. You can do 2 things, actually. Nothing and like it. Leave your comments and subscribe.